Dude, I remember when I was like maybe 21, 22 years old, I was listening to a lot of rap music because I kind of connected with the lyrics. I kind of connected with how it was all about the struggle, how people were talking about the hustle and really what you had to do to be successful and achieve. And one of the songs I was listening to was We Up by 50 Cent. I love that song, great song. And also $100 Bills by Jay-Z, that's a great song also. So what I would do is I would listen to the music, and at night I would get on the roof of my building in New York City. I was living in Greenpoint at the time, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and I would listen to these songs and I'd look at the skyscrapers out there in the distance, kind of like this, and I would think to myself, someday, one day in the future, I'm going to own one of these buildings, or I'm going to be a big player in New York City. I'm going to, in some way, make my mark on the world. Now, I'm not saying that's ever going to happen necessarily, but it's important to cultivate a mindset of success and to have strong beliefs, something strong enough to pull you there to your result. If you think of fighters like Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather or any really intense sports champions, people who are at the top of their game, bodybuilding, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all have a really rock solid, strong mindset. They almost have a radical, fanatical belief in themselves, and that's what you got to have, I think, if you want to have success that's above the norm. You want to do something that's different from the people that are around you. It's up to you to decide how you want to live your life and what you want to do with your time here. It's kind of morbid to say, but I also think it creates a lot of urgency. We only have a limited amount of time here on this planet. I'm only 27. At a certain point, I'm going to be 35. You know, maybe have kids someday. I have to do what I want to do now when it comes to traveling, when it comes to experiencing things. You know, there's a window of opportunity for every chapter in life. And depending on how old you are, depending on what you have going on, your opportunities change as you get older. So it's important to always claim the decade that you're in, the time that you're in, and to live either the age that you are or to set yourself up in the future so you can have the kind of retirement that you want, so you can have the future that you want. You always have to be remembering that there is only a limited number of time, a limited number of years that you have on this planet, and you gotta claim it, you gotta do carpe diem, you gotta seize the day. What kind of life do you wanna lead? Do you wanna lead a life where you're a zombie, where it's kind of like you're half alive, you're going to a place that you can't stand, a cubicle, you're living a life that seems really just apathetic and kind of like beneath what you're really capable of. It kind of reminds me of this one movie. Have you ever seen the movie American Beauty? That's a great movie. Kevin Spacey is a killer actor. And that's a really good movie, just very well put together story. But in that movie, he talks about feeling almost sedated in life, having a middle-class lifestyle, being married, having kids, kind of giving up on your dreams a little bit, the dreams you had when you were younger, and just kind of living life, you know, but in a very sedated fashion, one that doesn't really feel like you're living up to your fullest potential, doesn't really feel like you're doing something that makes you feel alive, just kind of like, trudging along, derping along, and it can be extremely, I think, soul-crushing for a lot of people. What I want to share with you is an alternative choice. You have two different tracks you have in life. You can have a very safe life, one where you don't challenge yourself a lot, one where you're just kind of living in your little box, you're living between the lines, you're not disrupting people too much, you're not going out of your way to achieve anything or to strive for anything or to piss people off. But I want to show you maybe a bit of an alternate life, one that could be a little bit different than the one that you're living now, and maybe actually tap into some of those dreams that have been dormant with you since you were a little kid. The cool thing about being able to do a type of job which you can do anywhere, having an income source which can come in anywhere, is that you can actually travel to different locations. You can take advantage of currency differences, you can take advantage of location differences, earning potential, all of that when you can travel in a location independent kind of business or lifestyle. I feel so incredibly privileged to be able to have a location independent business, but that didn't happen overnight. You're growing different income streams, doing all the stuff we talk about, blogging, YouTube, podcasting. On this channel, we talk about creating a life of freedom, and the number one thing that unlocks that freedom is having an online business and having multiple sources of income, sources that are not tied to your physical location, whether you're in Minnesota, Boston, New York, DC, California. It doesn't matter. No matter where you are, income is coming in a residual fashion. And that's the reason why I can travel to cool places like the Philippines, I can travel to places like El Salvador, I can travel to places like Cuba, and I can still continue to earn money when I travel. So I have some great videos out there which I invite you to dive into in my channel, going through exactly how I'm able to do this. Not only my sources of income, but also the strategy behind this. And I really want to share with you ways that you can, if you choose, upgrade your lifestyle. Down below, I'm going to link to a free course that I put together for you, which goes into step-by-step how to start an online business. And if you want someone out there who's kind of like a dabbler, you're just a little bit interested, you know, I don't really know if this is for me, I don't know if this is something I want to commit time to, I don't know if I really want to work that hard, then I invite you just go into my channel, watch some of the free content I have out there, watch some of those videos that I have out there to public that anyone can browse through and start there. But if you actually are serious, if you actually want to commit time, you actually want to work hard, you want to put in an upfront investment so that it pays off later, I invite you, go and check out the link down below because I got a lot of great content and a lot of great information in that course. I invite you to examine the type of life that you want, what that lifestyle would tangibly look like, what would you be doing on a daily basis, what talents would you be using, how would it feel, and also realistically, how much money do you actually need in order to fulfill some of these childhood fantasies, in order to have that lifestyle that you want for you, your family, maybe afford some of the nice things out there. Ask yourself seriously, what would that number be?